on, son. Get right back. Here they come.
Okay, you're looking at Stevie, who is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Verloc, the owners of the cinema. And Mr. Verloc is participating in Sabotage. And he gave the bomb to Stevie to deliver. And Stevie is carrying the bomb in this package right here. And the bomb will explode on time at 1:45. Now remember that number, 1:45. Okay, now not 1 o'clock, as is going to be stated by Mr. Hitchcock himself. He's forgetful. I'm going to show you an interview here in a minute. But watch the clock go around to 1:45. And by the way, 1:45 is your 9/11. 4 and 5 is 9 and 1. And then you provide the other one. And that's your death code. Now the reason I'm showing you this is because I was asked a question. Do I believe if there is truly human sacrifice in our modern times? Or is human sacrifice real, R-E-E-L, not R-E-A-L? My response was this: yes, human sacrifice exists, even beyond abortion. Now, abortion is the #1 manner in which human sacrifice is conducted, because it's seen as acceptable in society to slay the life of a child in the mother's womb. Now, Stevie at this point is on the bus, and the dog has one eye darkened and the other eye not darkened. So we're being reminded over and over again about the approaching deadline of 1:45, and that is when the bomb will explode. Now, this movie was made in 1936, and the director is Alfred Hitchcock. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut to an interview done by Alfred Hitchcock. Now, in this interview, Hitchcock is on the Dick Cavett show.
Said, "How dare you do a thing like that?" Even a hard-boiled critic was taken away with the whole thing. I'd made the mistake in not relieving them at the end of the suspense. In other words, if you put an audience through the mill like that, you must relieve it. The bomb must be found and quickly thrown out of the window. Then it goes off out there, and the audience are relieved.
And if you had it to do over again,
I'd never let the bomb go off.
what would you do with the rest of the movie?
Well, I mean, well, that wouldn't be the last scene in the movie.
No, that's true. But was it because there were? Was it also because a child was killed in the scene that they thought it was too brutal?
No, I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is that an audience gets worked up.
Yeah.
And they need relief. For example, if anybody goes on a roller coaster, they scream, it goes down the big dip and up and around, they're screaming all the time, but always get off giggling.
Yeah.
Or you go to the midway and you pay money to go into the haunted house. And the skeletons jump up and the floor does all kinds of things, but they always come out giggling. Now the question, why do people pay money to be scared?
Do you know the answer?
Of course not. I earn my living doing it.
Better not to question it.
What would my starving wife and child do without us?
Or your starving self, for that.
Yes, that's right.
By the way, I should explain, there's always somebody who misunderstands. A child was not killed in the making of the movie, it was in the scene itself, supposedly. Someone always writes it and it's misunderstood. We'll be back after this, we'll be clear.
So it's that last part, that little commentary by Dick the Cavett. Let's listen to it again, what he says.
Or your starving self, for that.
Yes, that's right.
By the way, I should explain, there's always somebody who misunderstands. A child was not killed in the making of the movie, it was in the scene itself, supposedly. Someone always writes it and it's misunderstood. We'll be back after this, we'll be clear.
Now, why would he even say such a thing? Why? Is it possible that they conducted human sacrifice? Is it possible? Yes, of course it's possible. Is it possible that the young actor that played Stevie was blown up? Yes, of course it's possible. Anything is possible. The problem is that people are so nice and so naive and so ignorant, they won't go there. Okay, now that's the time when the bomb is to go off at 1:45. Okay, the traffic light says go. 1:45. And what do you have? Okay. So, anyhow, back to that interview with Dick the Cavett.
My starving wife and child do without us.
Or your starving self, for that.
Yes, that's right.
Now the thing is, everybody knows it's a movie. So why would this even be brought up? Maybe because it actually did occur. That a human life was taken in the making of the movie.
I should explain, there's always somebody who misunderstands. A child was not killed in the making of the movie, it was in the scene itself, supposedly. Someone always writes it and it's misunderstood. We'll be back after this.
Okay, the actor was Desmond Tester. Now that's kind of an interesting name too, Tester. supposedly he lived and made it to 2002, to the age of 83, and he died in Sydney, Australia, supposedly. Is it possible that someone was put in his place to play him? In other words, the child's life was taken in the movie. Now, I can't prove anything to you, and I'm not going to because I can't. But I do want to answer the question, do I believe there still is human sacrifice apart from abortion? And the answer is yes. Now, why would I say yes? First of all, the nature of the devil has not changed. The devil has always wanted human sacrifice. Always. So the nature of the devil has not changed. Secondly, the nature of those who worship the devil has not changed. In other words, the same things that were done hundreds of years ago, or even thousands of years ago, are the same things that the devil worshippers do today. So yes, of course, human sacrifice does happen. Yes, of course, even beyond abortion. Abortion is terrible enough as it is. Now, can I prove any of this to you? No, I can't. I'm just simply responding to that question. And I thought that additional interview with Hitchcock on the Dick Cavett Show would provide some slight evidence that, yes, they are admitting to human sacrifice. In the Bible, it was done. Now I want to tell you about the ultimate sacrifice. The ultimate sacrifice was when God became flesh, and the one who went to the cross, the Lord Jesus, became the sacrifice for sin. And therefore, anyone who's caught in the bounds of sin can be released from it and know life in Jesus Christ, who is the way, the truth, and the life. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. End of video.